Everyone is Michelle Angelic, Truth and Integrity Warrior. The words truth and integrity never rang more strong than this month of December, year 2022, right? I don't know about the rest of you, but 2022 has been one of the hardest years I've ever confronted, and the rest were pretty hard. And this 2022 just it felt like it was gonna finish me, and I mean that like literally. A lot of you guys are following me on Facebook and YouTube, and I think I need to take a little time to do this a little slower, not try to push a lot of information in 10 minutes. Be more of an intimate video where you actually get to know who I am, what I'm doing, and what this is all about. What this journey I'm on is all about, how it transformed into this journey that it is, and where it came from. I'm gonna take my time for you to get to know me, because on my Facebook, my Instagram, and my YouTube, I don't think anybody actually knows me. But I'm a person of high loyalty, integrity. I follow truth, no matter where it lies, no matter what adjustments I have to make to adjust to truth. And truth, you can find truth all the time, every time, when it has absolutely zero contradiction. And that's how we find truth. Truth within ourselves, truth within matters, issues, other people. There is no contradiction. So if there's a contradiction, there's a lie there somewhere. There's an imbalance, and I got to get adjusted. And I'll make those fucking adjustments. But I didn't always, I didn't always know to live by that guidance, And I learned them actually from following Yeshua's words, And that's something we talk about in another video. But I'm a follower of Yeshua. I'm not religious. And those who don't know who Yeshua is those who we know him as Jesus, right? But his original name is Yeshua, he who comes to save. And so I had to learn to make adjustments on who I am and what I'm doing in this world by learning discipline, discipline within myself, learning how to be honest with myself, change myself, correct myself. Yeah, so I could teach those things to my kids, because I didn't know these things when I was raising my kids. So I have a 30-year-old, and his name is Jacob. Very proud of my children, by the way. And Aleda, who is my sister, and I raised her, as she was a baby. When I was 14, I was pulled out of school to raise my sister. I got a brother, his name's Simon, and he's been incarcerated since he was 14, so you can imagine the kind of life my brothers lived. And so I never actually got to raise them because the prison system pretty much did that, on the streets. And so, like a lot of people, come from bad, hard, aggressive backgrounds. Well, at least I did, and I know there's a lot of people out there who also have. And it's just not easy in this world. And so, like I said, I'm taking my time to let you get to know a little bit about me and why I fucking strive so fucking hard and I can't fucking give up. I want to give up, I fucking want to give up, but I fucking can't. Fuck. Like, I know it's gonna be hard for me to make this fucking video, especially because I gotta do it in Spanish, When I'm done in English, I gotta do this shit in Spanish. And my videos in Spanish are a little different than in English because people in Mexico believe in God. God is first, and those are the first words that come out of their mouth. Primero Dios y luego lo demás. Meaning, first is God, and then the rest. And then we follow lead to that. And we got a lot of contradictions within ourselves that we got to fix so that we can move steady through this motherfucker. Because it ain't easy, and if we're working against each other, where the fuck are we going? What kind of world are we living for our kids? And if we ain't got kids, what kind of fucking world do we expect to come out of our actions? So we can't fix everybody or everyone's actions, but we can fix our own. And that's what I fight for. That's what I stand for. And it's a fucking constant fight because I got all this fucking opposition in front of me that I fucking refuse to to fucking quit. You know, against all fucking odds. And so some of you guys have been following me. Well, anyways, if you're watching me, you've been following me, right? And I'm going to, oh gosh, how do I explain so much information, right? Let me learn to take time. Let me learn to take time. So in 2022, you know, the end of 2021, 2022, I came out to the US so I could work, to send money home to my mom to help raise my kids because we weren't eating, you know, we weren't surviving, we weren't fucking eating. And that's not a Mexico issue. This is a life issue. You know, people just ain't making it, so they gotta find means to make it. So I'm a Mexican citizen and an American citizen. I got a dual citizenship, and so do my children, right? Oh, I didn't tell you about all my kids. I didn't finish. I got Isis and Vaughn. You know, my two little ones. My son's 17 and my daughter's 12. She's about to be 13, right? And the reason I'm telling you all these things is because, you know, people like cheddar cheese, or not cheddar cheese, but Swiss cheese, where you got holes in my information, you don't know me. And so let me give you just a little information on who I am, where I'm coming from, and why I fucking strive so hard. And so, being in Mexico, you know, raising my kids, my two little ones, Isis and Vaughn. Mom's single now, right? Dad's on drugs, so he's gone. He's out the picture. And I got to fucking get to work. So I got to come out here to the U.S. and send money back home so everybody could live. And not just my kids, but everybody in the household can live. And so I'm out here, like a lot of Mexicans do, you know, with work. I'm just blessed to have the ability to use, you know, to get across that border. And sending money to the U.S., I figured I'm going to make money and I'm going to get my brand out because I've been working so hard on my brand. You know, I make supplements. I keep the body strong. I keep the body fit. I know how to regenerate the body. And I've been homeless and I haven't been working out. And I still got this kind of fucking power and strength and ability in my body. And that's what I want to bring to the table to you guys. How do we maintain this in the worst fucking scenarios and conditions and economic situation? We ain't got no money. I feed my cells and I regenerate, you know, and I renew and I redo with minimal workout. And that shit's hard to believe, but I know how to do some shit that most people don't know how. And I do that by, like I said, feeding the cells, right? So I'm trying to get my brand out. And I figure while I work, I'm going to figure out ways to get a grant or some type of business support, you know, from the government so that I can get my brand out on the market. Well, very long story short, nothing seems to be working out. I go to Texas to go stay with my cousin. I just can't seem to make enough money to get anything done because there's just always that, what is that $15 an hour, $11 an hour, $13 an hour. Nobody can live off of that. And I didn't realize that until I came out here this time around, right? And so a lot of you might know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like slave labor out here in this motherfucker. You work your ass off and you never make enough money at the end of the week and you gotta do it all over again. And I'll circle back around to that information. My experience in working in Texas in a warehouse, Scranton in a warehouse, and in Pennsylvania, and out here now in Tennessee and working at a warehouse. The reason it matters is because we got warehouse slave labor type of scenarios going on that we don't know nothing about. Like it's like undercover. We got third world behaviors in America, and if we got third world behaviors of treating the workforce in America that way, where the fuck are the rest of us are gonna go when we come from other countries to America so that we can support our families, you know, so we can support our families. So as an American, I see what's going on in America that shouldn't be going on, and being from Mexico, I know why people gotta come over here to work to support their families in Mexico, right? So I'm on both sides. I'm on both sides of this, and I'm viewing what's going on. We got a fucking problem. We got a problem, and it's economic and it's social breakdown. You know, social breakdown of the families because everybody's working their fucking ass off and can't make enough money. And we're not recognizing that as a serious problem. So, let me circle back. Trying to make enough money so that I can get my supplement on the market, right, and be able to support my family. And then this idea becomes relevant to me that if I'm not working in an industry that has to do with my supplement, then I'm working against myself. So I might as well work at a supplement company or distribution company. That's why I ended up working in Scranton, Pennsylvania. So I can network, right? So I can network with the people in that type of business so that I can figure out how I'm going to get my product online through the broke way, because you ain't got no money, so you got to network. Got to figure shit out. And you won't know shit until you go do some shit. So I had to go to Scranton, Pennsylvania, to a supplement company out there that ended up becoming like a disaster. She was a disaster. I was going to go to the one in Texas because they have one in Texas, right? Because I was in Austin, Texas. And the company that they had in Houston was next to my friend's house, but I couldn't stay with her. So she said, Michelle, I can't. I got a family coming over and I just can't do it. So I was like, okay, well, I got no place to stay in Texas to get to this distribution company, working with this company. So I was looking for sustainability. I wanted to work with the company, grow with the company, and also get my product line out through this company, right? And this company ended up being opposite of what they show online. So online, they're like, welcome to the family. You're going to be able to build and grow as an individual and be part of the company. Well, all that was full of shit because the way they treat people is like fucking disposable labor, dispensable, non-important, inhumane, But yet now I'm out there and I'm fucking stuck and I gotta tolerate this shit. And I ended up having to sleep outside because what I was counting on didn't work out, didn't happen, right? Didn't work out, didn't happen, meaning where I was going to stay in Scranton. And so that fell through. I won't talk about that because that's a real deep issue, and I don't want to get into it. But anyways, it landed me on the street while I'm sleeping outside. And I'm working for this company, right? This supplement distribution network company. And I got work because time is ticking and I need to send money because they gotta eat. My kids gotta eat. And it's no fucking joke. No, we gotta eat every week. And I don't got no support from the dad, so it's just like fucking mama gotta be mommy and daddy, right? And so I gotta make this fucking shit happen. I gotta get to fucking work. So I'm working and I'm sleeping outside. I really fucking can't complain about I can't complain. I don't even got time to fucking complain. I just gotta get this shit done. Gotta get that money. And I had a friend of mine who was in Jersey, one of my social media, or not social media, but one of my subscribers who became a really good friend of mine, Lamar. He's been on one of my videos on YouTube. And Lamar's like, look, you just need to work in Jersey. You can stay in my place. We can figure this shit out. You can get a good job. And I was like, this shit is not about a job. This shit is about getting my supplement on the fucking market and changing the fucking world. Because our bodies are fucking broken down and we got to build the fuck back up. And I know how to do this shit. And when I speak, I fucking mean what I say. And I know what I'm saying when I say it. Or else I don't fucking speak. I don't fucking speak. And so, yeah, I can go get my old job. I used to be a banquet captain making really good fucking money. But it's not about a fucking job. I won't explain that shit again. So I go to the supplement company and I take this fucking risk. And it got another reason why I took this risk. Somebody I love is out there in Scranton, Pennsylvania. And somebody I used to love. And it was a fucking disaster. It was horrible. So I took a double dare. Had to take the price that cost me. Trusting somebody that you love and then they fucking betray you. So that shit happened out in Scranton, Pennsylvania. I'm sleeping outside. Anyways, I was out there for about a month, sleeping outside and recognizing I can't make enough motherfucking money to get a room, to rent a room. Not an apartment, not a house, a room. I couldn't make enough money to fucking rent a room. Because your money goes out for food, your own food costs. Taking care of my children's food costs and cost of living in Mexico. And then paying for their private school online so they could get their education online, right? And so I just never had enough money to be able to save to get my ass off the street, right? And so some people might say, well, you set yourself up for it. That's not what this is about, because I don't need anybody's fucking sympathy for me sleeping on the street. It's my realization of, oh fuck, we don't make enough money in America to be able to get ourselves off the street, being sane, being coherent, not being on drugs, being healthy as fuck, and I can't get my shit off the street working 40 hours a week, busting my ass. This is what this is about. And so that realization, sleeping on that street and going through some fucking realization of what these people suffer on the street. Holy fuck. And this is the summertime, right? And so it's not that bad. It's bad. Don't get me fucking wrong. But I had to come sleep out here in Tennessee where I was waking up with ice on me. That shit is fucking dangerous. And so it's a different level of pain. Fucking different level of pain. And so this is about homelessness being rampant in America, working 40 fucking hours a week, busting your ass like a fucking slave horse, and it's never enough to be able to help yourself barely fucking survive. And this is not just happening to me for my reasons. This is happening across America. And if we don't see that shit, it's going to be third world country in America, and then those of us who are from third world countries, where the fuck are we gonna go? Because there is no more freedom or fucking opportunity. You know, that's what this is about. Or this is what this turned into, because it wasn't about this. It was about me getting my brand on the market, helping people get strong, and becoming successful, where I can take care of my children and myself, and leaving them some kind of legacy, right? Leaving them something they can build with as they grow. And it turned into, I'm fucking ready for war, motherfuckers. You know, I'm fucking ready to fight. And that's what this turned out to, because in September, just getting off the street in Scranton, where a woman trusted me to pay her. Her name's Lucy, by the way. Wonderful woman, always be in my heart. Loyal to that woman. She trusted me, and she let me stay in one of her rooms and let me then pay her weekly so that I could get off the fucking street. And this woman, I don't know, trusted me to do this. There's no way I was going to defile that trust that she gave to me, right? So Lucy is now a true good friend of mine, who's there for me, or was there for me, and would be there for me in the worst of cases and scenarios, because we were put to the test, and it showed fruit for both sides. You know, we benefited both sides. I was able to pay for her room. She got somebody who's trustworthy and pays, and I was able to get off the street and have a warm place to exist. And we can't exist when we sleep outside. Shit, you can't sleep if you want to sleep. Your body's on constant alert. And then when you got to get up to go to work, the sleep deprivation is ridiculous. It's impossible. And then this is how people fall out of society. This is how the homeless fall out of society. They can't work because it is so taxing on the body that even if you're not on drugs, you're strong as fuck, you're healthy, it will fucking break you down. Because this is what happened to me out here in Tennessee. And I'll get to that in a second. So I'm now out in Scranton, Pennsylvania, right? Wonderful Lucy lets me rent a room from her. I'm off the street. Finally. And then across the street is is Pride Lands MMA, right? It's a jiu-jitsu Renzo Gracie studio. And a wonderful man there who runs and owns that. His name's Jason. And I told him a little bit about my story. He didn't even let me finish. He was like, you come here, do whatever you want. You have full access. You don't have to say no more, Michelle. Meaning, I didn't have no money, but I needed a fucking train because I felt like I was fucking dying, you know? Dying of just going to work at a warehouse with no hope of fucking any success because I don't make enough fucking money to do anything about anything. So let me fucking at least hit this bag, you know, let me hit this bag. And that's what fighters do, you know, they gotta be around other fighters or they'll go fucking insane. It just is what it is. So now I'm at Renzo's, right, and I got a place to go after work so that I could just unleash, because that's all I had left. I had nothing left. I didn't know what move to make or to go from here, right? The person I love betrays me. The business or the company I think I'm going to have some type of stability in is a lie. What they have on the internet as your image has nothing to do with what actually is fucking going on, and the mistreatment of the people in there. They're not even treated like human beings. I gotta figure out what to do, right? And then one of these guys at the Renzo Gracie place, he said something, right? And he's talking about female fighters fighting bare knuckle, and I was like, what? They're fighting without gloves, and there's no MMA, because I don't know how to get down on the ground, right? I don't know none of that ground and pound stuff. I just know, right, stand them up. Stand them up to get them down. That's it. That's all I know. And when he said that they got bare knuckle fighting, and it's boxing with being able to hold on the back of the head, but pretty much it's stand-up boxing, I was like, oh shit, I gotta get in this. Are these girls getting paid? How much are they getting paid? Because I know they're getting paid, but I didn't even know like how much. Well, come find out, these people are making some good money, really, really good money. And I was like, I gotta get this. I gotta get this, because I gotta get over this fucking hump. I can't figure out how to move from this position, right? So I'm like, I'm on it. And so that was in September of this year, 2022, that I found out about bare knuckle. And then I'm like, all right, so I got to organize my mind to get myself where I'm prepared and I can go fight this fight game. And my mind is already ready for fucking war because of all the shit I've already had to fucking endure. And so I'm like mentally fucking ready. Just like, you can't wind up a motherfucker any more than I was wound up, right? I'm just fucking ready to fucking fight. And I call my coach out here in Tennessee, because right now I'm in Clarksville, Tennessee, right? I call my coach because this is my old coach from back 20 years ago, my last coach, because I had some fucked up coaches, then I had what I consider to be a good coach in the last year of my female boxing career, because I used to be a professional female boxer back in the day when it first came out, right? So that's another thing a lot of people don't know about me. So when female boxing came out in 1999, that's when I got started. And I had a real fucked up career because I had a coach who was using me as a throw-in, and I didn't know shit about what that meant. But throw-in is you give me a shitty fighter and I'll bring up your fighter, and then you give me your shitty fighter and then they'll bring up the other person's fighter. So you're pretty much just a used individual and you don't know it, right? Because your camp is just betraying you. It's telling you it's there for you, but it's just using you, right? So I've never not known betrayal, and it's just so fucking painful, It's just so fucking painful. People you love and trust, and they got no fucking loyalty to truth. You ain't gotta have loyalty to you. You gotta have fucking loyalty to what is true. Ain't nobody fucking seem to have that anymore. We're losing that shit, and that's the shit we gotta get back. And we don't get it back by expecting other motherfuckers to have it. We get it back by not losing it no matter what motherfuckers do. No matter what motherfuckers do, we can't fucking lose the loyalty and integrity to truth that we have to fucking uphold. And start holding ourselves fucking accountable and start becoming these people that we wish we fucking were. Like I said, I've never always been like this. I had to learn to become this because I can't fucking tolerate the fucking injustice around me. And this is since I was a kid, man. So, gotta remember where I was at, right? Gotta remember where I was at. So I call my coach and I find him out here in Tennessee. He's like, all right, Michelle, yeah, got my new house. My wife, we're moving into our new house in December, which is this month, of this year, 2022. And I tell him about the bare knuckle and how we can be successful because the right to the top is really fucking short. The amount of girls I got to go through is a lot less than the amount of girls you got to go through in female boxing, like the regular boxing. It's because that's a whole different world. This bare knuckle, I mean, the what you have in front of you is something completely different in bare knuckle. But if you got a good fucking stand-up game, you got something, right? So these girls come from MMA, and I come from just straight boxing. I don't gotta make no fucking adjustments because I only know how to do it the boxing way, right? So I'm already feeling I got an advantage. I'm strong as a motherfucker, and if I can fucking touch you, I can knock you out. So I got that in my background. And now I just need a coach, to get me ready, fine tune me, and we get in there and make some shit happen. Make some shit happen. Not only get my supplement on the market, but fucking start fighting for some good shit to happen in this world. Because if we don't fix America, the rest of the countries, they ain't got no fucking lead to follow. And so we gotta start following a good lead, but we gotta turn the shit around that's going on in America. That's where I'm taking it, because that's what's fucking driving me right now, right? That's what's fucking driving me. And it's driving me even more because I just had a situation that pushed me further into this world of changing the world. This world of changing the world. My mentality has changed the world. And it just keeps getting reinforced and condensed and fucking pressed. Well, I'm just gonna fucking do it. And the words gotta come out of our mouth. And we gotta believe what we're saying, and then we gotta make the fucking actions happen. And so if I get beat down any fucking more, I'll fucking explode. And I haven't even been beat down like what I'm talking about in the ring. I'm talking about life beating me the fuck down where you wanna quit. But I can't. I can't fucking quit. I can't let negativity ever fucking beat me, No matter how much it feels like it has beaten me, no matter how much it feels, I feel broken, and in fucking pieces and become shattered. But then all that shatters is the illusion of what I thought was real, and it's not. And I let it go, and I become fucking reinforced and new. I become new, and then fucking destructible. That's what I come to recognize about myself. I am fucking destructible in my mind. And it pushes me forward. My body is aligned to what my mind can see and feel. Because I work and I think from my heart. That's why. We got two brains. Our heart feels, and we think about what it feels. And we got the logic of our mind that processes what that feeling is and the best way to fucking do it. We're only following our logic, and we're not following the heart. Because the heart is intuitive. It feels what the right thing to do, and it's always right. It's never fucking wrong. We just don't know how to fucking listen to that. So we make bad fucking choices. And my coach made a bad fucking choice. He let me sleep outside and wake up with ice on me. And then tell me when I get my shit together, I can come back. Are you serious, motherfucker? I can come back? Fuck. So I did. I slept outside. Because he was like, well, I already told you can't come and stay in my place. Because my wife said no. Well, the circumstances is I had a place. I was renting here in Tennessee. I was living somewhere so I could come and train with my coach because I'm fucking loyal. Because 20 years ago, this man who was my coach for 1 year, 5 days a week, this guy gave of himself to train and teach me. Not only boxing, but fucking what discipline in life meant. I didn't grow up with no father, I didn't grow up with no uncle, I didn't grow up with no granddaddy, there's no male figure. So I don't know this sense of discipline, and responsibility and duty. I didn't know none of that shit. But he taught me those things. And it impacted my life, and it made me a better person, right? Like I said, I had to learn a lot of these things. I didn't just fucking know them. And I was in my 20s, when I met this coach. And I trained with him for 1 year. And at the end of that year, he said, Michelle, we're going to train you for a year, and then I'm going to fight you. I'll put you out there to fight. But you got to train, and you got to do 6 months of sparring so that you get all your practice behind the scenes, so that when you come out and fight, you're not maybe winning, maybe losing. You're fucking winning. You just fucking win. Because I already had knockout power. I already had the ability to touch a person and fucking knock them out. What I didn't have with speed, with defense, with all these other things I never developed. So I developed them with this man, right? And so coming back around now, well, I didn't tell you why we ended up never fighting together. We never fought together. Let me get back on that. We never fought together because at the end of that year, I did everything he said. I showed up when he said to show up. I did what he told me I had to do it, and I got it all done. And we had one fight together, and that one fight that we had together is the only one I didn't win by knockout because I was just trying to learn to do everything without power because I had to learn skill and movement. I didn't have that. And so I focused so much on that I didn't put no power behind everything I was doing. I was thinking aggressively. I was just thinking skillfully, right? So I didn't know how to merge the two together. But after that fight, I won it on a decision. He said, never win on a decision. You got to knock them the fuck out. That's the only way you got to go. And I understood that. That language makes sense to me, right? But because I was learning from him at the beginning, I had to learn how to put the two worlds of sophistication, thought, technique with power, force, and drive, right? So I fought a fight with him at the beginning of my career with him. That was at the beginning of the year before that whole year of him training me. First we had that fight, and then he made the decision, okay, I'm going to train you for a year, right? So I had to back up and give you a little more information on how I met this coach and why I'm so loyal even 20 years later that I would risk coming out here to Tennessee, right? To train with him instead of train with somebody else because I was told, train in Scranton, train in San Diego, train in Texas, train anywhere else, but you have a place to stay and you don't gotta struggle. But my loyalty was this man put in so much work and effort into me as a person. Why the fuck wouldn't I take this person with me when I win in this bare knuckle fighting, right? That's my loyalty. I don't fucking forget the people who do good fucking things. Especially when they do it for me out of their sheer goodwill of their heart, right? He didn't ask me for nothing in return, just to fucking win, just to show up and win. And at the end of the whole year of training with him, we go and get some sparring. We're gonna go fight up in LA to get De La Hoya promotion. That was the goal. So he sets up this fight for us to go fight up in LA. But he says, let's get some sparring in right here, because we had 2 weeks of sparring that we had to get ready for this fight. Something like that. I don't remember, who I was going to fight or anything like that, but it was my first step with this coach after a year of training with him. So I come out here in San Diego. We're not here, but I'm from San Diego. He was from San Diego also. We're there, and he says, let's get some work with this guy named Heido. And Heido means gyro, somebody who moves real fast and you never catch him. So I go, all right, of course, I'm going to do whatever he says, my coach. So the whole point of me going and getting sparring with this guy before